Pretty sure I pressed it. Anyway, we've got 29 seconds to go. I'd like to say hello to everyone on Facebook and on YouTube and on Twitter and on the website. If you're watching us live today, I'd like to say thank you very much. Angelika and I will appear when the countdown clock has finished, which should be in about 15 seconds. Now, we're doing this because we hopefully are broadcasting different places. Time will tell. Okay. We never know, do you? Okay, so I'm going to take that card away and say hello. Oh, I forgot to do something. Hello, Angelika.
Hello, Stephen.
That's better. The stands out of the way. Hello and welcome to the show. And this is most definitely, I've taken that off the screen. The screen is Ask Angelika, German language, I can actually read it, German language tuition, idioms and tongue twisters, starting with the letter L, season 4, episode 12. Angelika, would you like to explain what we're doing today?
Okay, so, well, you've actually explained it already very beautifully. We have a couple of, I think it's 5 this time, 5 idioms where the noun actually, or the main noun, shall I say, starts with the letter L. And we're going to look at them. We're going to have a look at the literal translation, which usually doesn't make any sense. Sometimes it does. Most of the time it doesn't. And the English equivalent. And if there's anything interesting about the origin of the idiom, I can tell you that as well. And then to finish off, we have my favorite, your least favorite, because you're going to read out a tongue twister, and it's got lots of L's in there.
I was going to say something. I'm going to take the card away and say hello to, oh, wait a minute. No, that's not the right button. That's the right button. Take the card away and say hello to John. Nice to see you,
Hello,
John. Corinda.
Hello, Corinda.
And John again.
It's always good to say hello twice.
Yes, yeah, indeed. Okay, so what happens is we'll show an original German phrase on screen, and then I will read it. Angelika will correct my pronunciation, and then we'll do a literal translation and our English equivalent to the German saying. So the phrases are numbered. So the first phrase is this. And I'm going to put it on screen now. I don't practice these, so help. Eine Leiche im Keller haben.
Eine Leiche im Keller haben.
Eine Leiche im Keller haben. Right, if you want to say it with us, then you can do. Nobody can hear you, so you can actually say whatever you like, and nobody will hear you. But get the pronunciation right. Now, what do you think it means? One of the words, both words are actually similar to the English words, but I'm going to say that the translation of that is, I'm going to get it wrong, I know, a light in the cellar.
Sorry, a what in the cellar?
Light.
No. Something
okay.
is you're absolutely right about the cellar bit. Leiche is not a light.
Okay. A hint then.
Leiche is a dead body.
Oh, this is right. Okay, it's not a jolly program, is it? Right. Okay. So Angelika said to have a dead body in the cellar.
And we have something very similar.
Okay, let's go for, that's the literal translation, to have a dead body in the cellar, and the actual translation is to have a skeleton in the closet. I think ours is nicer. Yeah,
possibly. Okay. The German one I looked up, because most of these, I mean, these are all idioms I've heard before. I might have even used before. I don't know, but I've never thought about where did it come from. Yeah, and so once I've decided which idioms to use, I went to do a bit of research, and the dead body in the cellar is actually, that comes from the classic crime stories. in those, the classic crime, the black and white crime stories that you would see on TV, or the old books you would have read, very popular was to have a dead body in the cellar, or to bury the dead body in the cellar. I guess nowadays they're probably more buried in the closet, aren't they?
Indeed.
Or behind walls, and things like this.
Macabre. Okay, phrase 2. A bit more jolly. Eine lange Leitung haben.
Yeah, eine lange Leitung haben.
Right, okay. Now I'm still struggling with the vocabulary, John and Corinda. So I know it says to have a long Leitung. Was bedeutet Leitung?
It's a line, or in this case, probably, well, again, when I say in this case, based on the original where it comes from, a long telephone line.
Cable, telephone cable. To have a long line, a long telephone line. Okay, anybody want to guess what the English equivalent is?
Nothing like it.
Okay, let's go for it then. Our equivalent is to be slow on the uptake. How does that work?
Well, when you're slow on people who are slow on the uptake take a bit longer to understand something, okay? And in the olden days, when the telephone started to become used or become popular, people were on the understanding that the longer the line was, the conversation was, the longer it took for you to understand what the person is saying. So if you had a telephone conversation from Germany to England, now that was a really long line. So of course it would take a while. So they thought.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense anymore nowadays. You just pick up your phone and you talk, and you think you're talking to the person next door to you.
Indeed.
But they thought it would be slow to understand what the other person on the phone was saying.
Okay. Right. Phrase 3. Den Löffel abgeben.
Den Löffel abgeben, yeah.
Wow, I got close.
I actually just realized they're all not very they're slightly macabre again, this one.
Okay, no worries. We'll look at that. So to give away.
The what?
The Löffel.
What's a Löffel?
I've gone blank. My mind is blank.
We use one every morning.
A spoon.
Yeah.
Right. So the literal translation then, you got me there. I could have said knife or fork or anything, but spoon came finally. Okay. To hand in the spoon. Okay. So to surrender the spoon. Okay. The English equivalent, I've no idea. No idea. Shall we go for it?
Go on.
Okay. To kick. Oh, there is a theme here, Angelika. Who has skeletons?
I've only just realised it. I didn't realise it when I took them, because I mean I was looking for those where there was a letter L in there, and I've only just realised it.
Idioms with the letter L in them are macabre. So we've gone from to hand in the spoon, which is quite a pleasant saying, to the English equivalent being to kick the bucket.
It wasn't a pleasant thing. Again, this comes from old times. Think of the really sort of Middle Ages, farmers, peasants and that. They all had their own spoon, and that's probably all they had. And when one of them died, that spoon got passed on.
Ah, an heirloom.
So, well, I don't think it was an heirloom. I think it was more the necessity. Thank goodness I can now have my own spoon because somebody else is gone. I don't know. But another story I read was that the housewife, this is not Middle Ages now, They quite often had the soup ladle attached to their belt, and it showed status. And again, when she died, that soup ladle probably was more of an heirloom, was then passed on. So that makes a lot of sense to me. Where this "to kick the bucket" comes from, I have got no idea. I should really research the English ones as well.
Right, okay. And we've got a comment from Corinda, and Corinda is saying, hey.
Oh, we're getting all the comments twice at the moment.
We're getting all the comments twice.
Yeah.
That's good. Right, okay. Right, phrase 4. Phrase 4. Ist dir eine Laus über die Leber gelaufen?
Ist dir eine Laus über die Leber gelaufen?
All right. Do you have, again, it's the nouns that got me. Do you have something over?
It's not do you have. Has louse, same as in English, just different spelling.
Okay.
Yeah. Run over your liver.
That's a louse run over your liver. Oh, but yeah, okay. So that's a literal translation of Ist dir eine Laus über die Leber gelaufen? And the literal translation is has a louse run over your liver. Did you get the background to that?
Yes, I did. Right, but you might want to have a look at the English one first, because then the background explains it a bit better.
Right. The English equivalent, which is not macabre at all, is something bugging you.
Yeah. Now, normally people say that when somebody gets really annoyed about something pretty minute, pretty small, and that's where it comes from. A louse, obviously, is a very small animal. And when this saying came about, at that time, they thought that the liver was thought to be the body part in charge of your temper.
Ah, right. Okay. Yeah.
And therefore, if this tiny little louse has really got to your temper, well, then something obviously was bugging somebody. I love the way that these things come from really old ideas, and yet we still use them nowadays.
Yeah, they've persisted. It's the same in every language, that its origins have been lost in the mists of time unless you uncovered them, as you have. Right, phrase 5. Lügen haben kurze Beine.
Yeah, Lügen haben kurze Beine.
Right, something has got short arms.
Short legs.
I know it was limb. Right, Lügen have short legs. Okay, no, I'm hopeless.
Lügen are lies.
Lies have short legs. In other words, lies don't last long. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, we do have a saying there in English, or another idiom.
The truth will out. Yeah, that's basically. Well, that's what I was hinting at. Lies don't last.
Yeah, they don't last.
The truth will out. So nothing. Lügen. Keine Beine.
Yeah, kurze Beine.
Kurze Beine. Lies have short legs, and English equivalent is the truth will out. Yeah. Okay, so
that German one came from the belief that the old belief, people thought that people with short legs would, if they run out of breath quicker than others and wouldn't reach their goal.
Ah, right, okay. Now, the best bit.
Yes, this is the bit I'm looking forward to.
There's a bit of text here, which I'm going to make scroll. So I'm going to take that off screen.
It's a bit long, isn't it, this time?
It is. I'm going to read it as it appears on screen. You can read it with me, and then Angelika will read it as well. It's only fair. Der Leutnant von Leuten befahl seinen Leuten nicht zu lauten, als der Leutnant von Leuten seinen Leuten das Lauten befehl. Okay, now it's going to come round again, so you can now read it properly.
This is a nice slow speed, isn't it?
Yeah.
Der Leutnant von Leuten befahl seinen Leuten, nicht eher zu läuten, als der Leutnant von Leuten seinen Leuten das Läuten befahl.
Okay, let's just make a change and do that. Okay, so that's the full phrase is der Leutnant von Leuten befahl seinen Leuten nicht zu läuten, als der Leutnant von Leuten seinen Leuten des Leuten befahl. Okay, befahl. Okay, right. I'm going to do the same with the English equivalent, and this may not be.
It's not a tongue twister in English, no.
Tongue twister. Okay, so let's go for it. I'll hide that and bring this on screen. Lieutenant von Leuten would say, ordered his men not to ring the bell until Lieutenant von Leuten ordered his men to ring the bell. Right. Okay. So I'm going to change that again so that we can actually see it on the screen all in one go, because we don't need to scroll to read it. So I'm going to show it again, and there it is.
Yes, no tongue twister at all in English.
No, it's okay though. It's okay. Right. Okay. Now what's going to happen is we're going to rewind. We're going to go to the top of the list. We're going to go to phrase 1. Angelika will of course read the phrases out in perfect German. I'll attempt the English bit, and we'll go from phrase 1 right back to the tongue twister. Okay. So phrase 1.
Eine Leiche im Keller haben.
The literal translation is to have a body in the cellar, and our equivalent is to have a skeleton in the closet. Phrase 2.
Eine lange Leitung haben.
And the literal translation of that is to have a long telephone line. And if you're wondering what the connection is, you can actually rewind, and Angelika explained exactly what it was about earlier. And our equivalent in England is to be slow on the uptake. Okay, phrase 3.
Den Löffel abgeben.
To hand in the spoon. And the English equivalent is to kick the bucket. Okay, phrase 4.
Ist dir eine Laus über die Leber gelaufen?
And literal translation is, as a louse run over your liver. As you said, these are from long ago, and they've stayed in the language. And our equivalent is something bugging you. Okay, and as Angelika explained, a louse is a little bug. Phrase 5.
Lügen haben kurze Beine.
Lies have short legs, and the truth will out. Okay, now I'm going to put it full screen. I'm going to put it on the bottom of the screen so you can actually see it. Okay, I'm going to sit back.
Der Leutnant von Leuten befahl seinen Leuten, nicht eher zu läuten, als der Leutnant von Leuten seinen Leuten das Läuten befahl.
Beautifully said. Perfect. And a reasonable speed. Okay, the English equivalent is Lieutenant von Leuten or Luthen ordered his men not to ring the bell until Lieutenant von Leuten ordered his men to ring the bell. Okay, which is okay, it's fine. Okay, so we're back. This is our first show of 2022.
This year, yes.
Yeah.
But we still have a few letters left in the alphabet. We only got as far as L.
True. What's the next one going to be, Angelika?
Well, what comes after L?
In both alphabets, both the English and German alphabet, M comes after L.
That's it.
All right.
That
So
will be
you're searching for idioms with M in them.
Yeah.
Happy, optimistic idioms.
I tell you honestly, I didn't realize that until you mentioned it, that there were a couple of macabre ones in there.
No worries. So, have you anything on the horizon we want people to know about? Course-wise, book-wise?
Nothing at the moment.
Nothing.
Nope.
Right.
Nothing at the moment.
Right. So things are just going. When will we be back?
In 2 weeks' time, which is the 28th, looking on my calendar.
Okay. Right.
It's of January. Ooh.
Okay, we have to sign off, Angelika.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you for watching. Thank you, John, and thank you, Corinda, for commenting. And I hope you have a good weekend, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Und ist tschüss von mir.
Und tschüss von mir. Auf Wiedersehen.